Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another H-Powers 4 replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue Ottomans, we have Beasty. Spawn on the right side as the orange Malians, we have 3DB. I was told to switch over to the number of villagers working on each resource in the beginning early game, so I shall, and is now. We got the sheeple being bopped there, does collect a bit of stone there, he's collecting up his wood, he's eyeing for the early military school. Military school is now going up, which will give him a constant supply of free units. Let's see, Malians versus Ottomans. Malians, of course, have access to a lot of unique units, but it also will have a good steady of gold, free gold, as well as potentially some free food through the cattle. The Ottomans just get straight free units. Got some early spearmen being employed on the field, or should I just say spearmen? They're not early spearmen. Some sheep are being bopped there. Got majority of those sheep are now bopped. Now he's collecting up all that food now. Let's see, Ottomans tend to go for archer blob, tend to go for a lot of Sepahs. I think actually the first time I asked the Ottoman player, that person reminded me or informed me what the proper pronunciation is, and I immediately forget. You know, Sipahi, I think it was. I need to look that up. We got the monster quarry now going on up. We do have the Ottoman player pretty close to getting to enough resources next age as well. And my voice is just simply not being normal. We got the twin minaret meta-race now deployed on the field. We do have the spearmen trying to torch down some of these housing there. The Malian housing does have 50% less health. With a bit of wood there as well. He's going to go for a archer range. He has not gone to the lumber yard just yet. He's going to invest the rest of this lumber here for a lumber mill. There's the lumber mill now. And now he's eyeing for maybe archers, maybe some javelin throwers. Exotic Doggo does get stabbed there. And does go ahead and get a lot of archer range up and going. We do have, looks like more spearmen being put on the field. Twin minaret and meta-race now deployed out in the field. It is a relatively late fuel age. And we do not see a stone being collected there for a town center purpose. He's going for a lot of wood here. This is a bit defensive now, going for a stable. He may be eyeing for some sofas. He may be eyeing for warrior scouts. He could try to go for a bunch of warrior scouts in order to steal his opponent's deer, but we do have these spearmen now on patrol move. Use those free spearmen as bodyguards. Now I do have some Sepahis now being pulled out of the field. He does have a stable out of the field. This is being pulled out of Sepahi as well. And we do have the first thing being called on in, and it is the Meter. This will greatly increase the raiding capability there. Warrior Scout engaging the regular Scout. They both have the same amount of health. The Warrior Scout does, of course, have a bit more damage. And we'll see a bit of fire there from these Sepahi. Sofas will be superior to Sepahi. They have about this, I think they have the same health, but of course they have 2 more extra armor and much more attack. Sepahis are about 160, I think. Sofas are also like 180. There's a stable here, so we can always check. We got another Warrior Scout. It is 180. So Sofa's only slightly more expensive than Sepahi, and overall I think the Sofas will generally be better. We do got a good number of Warrior Scouts being employed on out. They're good for hit and runs. They do not have any inherent pierce armor, nor any bonus damage versus range until they get their veterans Warrior Scout research. So archers will do full damage versus them. We got a good handful of Malian archers out in the field as well. As well, a Donzo does get the hardened Donzo research. We do not have these forces moving around. So we can push way forward. They're trying to raid that mining pit there. These villagers are trying to shank that scout. Does get the scout, or not scout, spearman there. Sepahi push way forward. These houses can quickly go down, but they're also relatively cheap for a 25 wood, since they only provide half of 5 population each. Yep, they're 25 wood, 7 seconds build time. Losing a house or 3 won't be a huge issue, though he does need the population space. He has 10 spare population room. We do now have 6 warrior scouts in the field, 3 archers and 1 hardened donzon. Tapahi says hello to some rocks, and now he's trying to torch down some more housing here. Donzo would be very useful in this region. House does go get torched down there. He does have plenty of population space at the moment. He may be eyeing for another mining pit. Does have some housing ready for another mining pit. Doll Mountain Banner of the Wood. Of course, we do have... I know I mentioned beforehand, I'm trying to show the villager numbers. I'm going to try that a bit more often. But for the Malians, since they have a lot of sources of resources are not originates from villagers, so I have to switch back and forth to get a better idea. He does only have 0 people on gold, but does maintain a decent gold income. This one does only have, what, 1%, 2 people on gold. And now do you have these warrior scouts bringing a mass collection of deer. It is his own deer deposit. His other deer deposit's way down here. Sapahi trying to engage, got some Donzo, getting some good damage. Blacksmith going on up. Warrior Scout does spot these forces. I wonder if Orange has spotted these deer over here. Maybe not. Ren got the Spearman on patrol move. He still does not have hardened Spearman research. I will help him deny any sort of wood encampment, but villagers can, of course, shank them pretty easily. It just only stop individual villagers from coming over there. We got another Vizier deployment. Increased military schools, so now it has more potential free units. Now all those palisade walls do go up, helping prevent the flank. It does. Look at this. Both the Ottoman deer deposits are right next to each other. So he knows that his opponent has got a professional scout. He knows he's going to take a swipe at the deer. He's going to try to make a breach here. There's a good number of warrior scouts for that. Now trying to repair it up. We do have a Sapahi and a archer here. We got the Sapahi here with a good number of archers. No spearmen in the mix. This one does have a good number of hardened Donzo and a good number of archers. Warrior scouts, some of them have taken a bit of damage there. This one may want to angle a bit more upwards. The health regen of these warrior scouts are quite high, so he can only a short amount of time being out of combat to get a good enough health. So we got a decent force here. More of the warrior scouts being employed on the field, and now he's trying to make another breach here. He's trying to steal the deer. Ottoman's trying to claim the deer. Got these archers pushing forward. Does get some good damage on these warrior scouts. As mentioned beforehand, they have no inherent pierce armor. We have the battery ram now being employed on out. We do also have enough room there for a lumber mill. We got 2 town centers for the Malians as well. No cattle ranches at the moment. Sofas, does see a bit of fire there. Donzo does throw some javelins. Still trying to push forward to claim the deer. This deer has not been claimed. Orange may not be aware of it just yet, or maybe just trying to claim his opponent. Does get a good archer volley there onto the meter. He may want to get a second meter to get it easy to replace. We got some battery rams, or a battery ram deployed up by the Ottoman. Going for a second battery ram now. The Ottoman does have a large military force in the field. His opponent's gone for additional villagers, but the Ottoman's free military units does really stack up. You have to get more villagers out to compensate for the lack of military schools when fighting them. Those military schools push the units directly onto the field, make them provide incredible field control value. But if the Ottoman player loses his army, they do tend to have trouble recuperating, rebuilding their forces. Do now these battery rams pushing forward. Warrior scouts do bonus damage versus siege, as well as scouts. Gonzo charging forward. Sofa's unable to close on in. Archers now engaging archers. He may want to go some javelin throws there. Let's get some good damage onto that battery ram there with the villagers. Other villagers trying to repair it up. Sofa's now engaging. Gonzo now engaging the Sipahi. Sofa's do bonus damage versus infantry. Small amount. But they should be good versus these archers. Not only that, with their armor. Battery rams do go down. It does save the town center, so that's still a good hard point there. And now he's also manually collecting up the resources. If we take a look up here, we got 22, 22, 11 versus 19, 21, 3. The Malian player has collected up a lot, is focusing a lot of units on gold. Warrior scouts here are at full health. Maybe now he's eyeing for his own deer deposit. Villagers trying to collect the berries. He does save all of them. And his warrior scouts need to take on those spearmen. He does spot those deer there, but he's worried about the Sipahi chasing them down. Do not have these Sofas pushing forward with another warrior scout. Does have any good engagement there. Oops. On the Sipahi, but does get escape out there. The Meter has increased movement speed, so it's really hard to catch up with these Sipahi. They're moving at 2.01 tiles per second, which is actually quite absurd. He needs to take out that Meter as soon as he can. Got this ground force now advanced forward, drawing away the entire orange force. The villagers here make a hit as well. Taking out these spearmen now. Now those archers are going to be out of combat for quite some time. Got some Donzo here, as well as some archers. Nothing a whole lot. Sipahi now pushing over here. Got now the warriors. Sofa's advancing forward. Need to focus on that Meter. Does take out one of the Meters there. Archers just getting some damage on in, and javelin throws are not pulling in the field. They do bonus damage versus these ranged units, as well as have 3 inherent pierce armor. Archers now pushing forward, gets good damage there. The Ottoman players trying to lose a bit of force there. Those are torching down the battering rams. Sipahi trying to overrun these archers. Archers engaging archers. Now we've got the Malian archers starting to get overran by the Sipahi. More veterans, warrior scouts pushing forward. Most of the Sofas are severely wounded and down. Right now, Malian does have a larger force in the field, but their quality is quite similar. Sipahi are very high quality. They cost 160 in total. Sipahi is starting to get overran. He has recently used the Fortitude ability, but it's not currently active. Sipahi is starting going down. He does have +1 pierce armor. The Malian player does have all his blacksmith research, so does the Ottoman player. Metro does go down there, greatly decreasing the damage output of these archers. Javelin throwers are still in the mix as well, so Sipahi does go down. And now, Blue's archers should be able to win out overall, but it's Sofa and the javelin throwers. Donzo being on the field, the Donzo may want to pull it. They do throw javelin there, and Sofa's do go down. Whoops. The Malian player may want to fall back at some reinforcements. His force is good, but the Ottoman player is starting to escape on out there. And you can hear them really yelling because they got a lot of right clicks there. You heard the sound. Sipahi advancing on forward, does use the Fortitude build there. Donzo goes down without getting a spear brace. More Sipahi being put on the field. Sofa charging way forward. They have 3 pierce armor. The archers have 6 attacks, so they do 3 damage per arrow. Sipahi does go down there. Orange needs to cool it off a little bit. Maybe want to get out some more javelin throwers in general. He's currently going for no ranged units. He's also pretty low on food at the moment. Let's see, those berries are not fully claimed just yet. He's claiming up some cows. He hasn't had time to claim up the... Oh, he has cleaned up a good chunk of those deer, which is good. To help him charge his economy. Ottoman players now have to go to another wood line. This wood line's a little bit forward. The Malian players collected quite a bit of wood there. This one's a little bit off the beaten path, so is this one. And these deer have mostly been claimed. could potentially steal a couple, but it's not unlikely. Not likely, I should say. More sofas being pulled on the field. And right now the Ottoman player is going for a bunch of spearmen, but he does not have the hardened spearman research just yet. Another vizier. He already has 4. He has Janissaries out in feudal age. There's just a group of... Wait. 8? Could be just 6, right? They're both in feudal age. It is 2 for every landmark, right? Oh, wait. Oh, it's now military schools? You get spawn 2 generations each of your landmark. Each of your landmark towns that are military schools. Okay, it's not landmarks, but just as landmark and town center and military schools. So it does have a massive squad of 8 right now. I say that's massive because that is a castle age unit that can rip apart the cavalry, which is the primary counter to these archers in feudal age. When those Janissaries hit, it's more of a game over. The Ottoman player has a massive military force in the field. The Malians still have a good number of villagers out in the field. But right now, the Malian players' forces are just doubled. Or outnumbered 2 to 1, I should say, not doubled, in half. The Malian player probably should get some javelin throwers. They do cost gold and food. Try to go some more battery ramps there. Sofa's just simply not providing enough quality. He does have the hardest speed there, and now here comes the Janissaries. They do have a little bit short range of 3.5. He's starting to focus on these Janissaries, very, very good. They'll hard counter the sofas if they connect. Janissaries get ripped apart one at a time. They still actually have really high rate of fire and good damage overall. But it looks like he's just down to the single Janissary now. We got more bannermen not being pulled on the field. Over here, Sipahi does find a good number of sofas. And Sipahi does a good job of distracting his opponent. We don't have any additional defenses here. There's a good number of archers. 21 archers, but his opponent has 42, which is an insane amount. I think the lack of javelin throwers is really starting to hurt now. Sofa not being focused on the Janissary. Now trying to shoot the sofas. Archers push way forward. And right now the blue has 71 military units in the field, response 34. Battery ramps will destroy the second town center. Up north, we got these forces pushing forward, getting shanked by the villagers. Able to force down the rest of these battering rams, but he is going to lose a number of these villagers. Archers pushing way forward, so far really uncontested. There's only a handful of Malian archers here, so going for a javelin thrower now. That Janissary has gone down. And he needs to get the, there's just only 2 sofas there, not a big difference. Banner's not hitting the mining pit. This gold mine is gone, so you can't rebuild the mining pit if it goes down. The Ottoman player also has a massive reserve of gold, while his opponent has a bit of gold, bit of wood, but the problem is he can't build mangonels. He's not in Castle Age. Now he's trying to hit this gold mine here. The archers will pursue them. Got a single sofa here for escort. This gold mine still has a bit of gold to work with. They still have 2200. Villagers now receive some hits there. Sofas just being streamlined in. They will go down. Barons are cleaving the way forward. This force is just getting countered. He Yep, and it doesn't look good with Malian player. What could he have done differently? His biggest problem was the Sipahi was going around raiding stuff, keeping him off balanced, and he couldn't catch up to them. The Sipahi were moving far too fast. Right now, they don't have increased movement speed because Metro. I'm not sure why they had the increased movement speed at that time frame. But they received attack speed there, allowing them to give the Sofas a run around, so you can never engage Sipahi with his Sofas. And his opponent, he was unable to deal with the Mass Archers. Mass Archer with the increased attack speed is incredibly hard to deal with. The Ottomans get so much free value of everything, it is really hard to keep up from Ottomans in general. Yeah, he simply can't build a large enough force right now. And Orange is back of the game now. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay.